So guys, I know it's Easter and I never do anything on Easter, but let me just tell you this. I told Stacy this, whether people watch this on, we have had massive people watching our calls on recording. Okay. I think last week's call, there was close to 75 people watched it on the replay. So that means that we're doing something right. And the feedback from last week's call, and just so our guests knows, I had Kathleen Troust on our call last week, who is getting really close to Pro 8 this month during the, what the world calls a pandemic, what we call caution. And and our guest today, and I thought I knew her pretty well, but I asked her some questions about herself, and I've taken time. I'll just say this before I made a slide just so you guys could know a little bit more about her, because I like them to tell you a little bit about yourself. And if you have been watching the Mastery Call, she was on the Mastery Call a couple weeks ago, and I actually sat beside, I don't even know if she remembers this, but I sat beside her at an event, and I was by myself because Lisa wasn't with me, and she was with her team, and I think there was like a chair in between us, and I didn't know who she was, and then I saw her, like, her picture up on the screen, right? And then I was secretly looking her up because people had told me about her. But how many people know that you know about people in LifeVantage, but you've never met them, you don't know anything about them, you just know they're good at what they do, right? And so I started to research, and even today a little bit, like, she's all about creating relationships and building relationships with people. She's a woman of God. She's a woman of faith. She's a mom. Let me just share. I put this together. I'm sitting here saying stuff, but so she's from Louisiana. Okay, and yeah. So she has a website you can go check out. It's pretty cool. It's called crunchysupermom.com. That's pretty flashy, and actually it's pretty cool. And guys, it doesn't talk about LifeVantage. It doesn't talk about Pro Tandem. One thing that I overheard her talking about a lot of things with her team, but Lisa and I have dug into a little bit of her social media training, and we've heard a lot about social media training, right? But there's certain people that do it well, and you guys saw Kathleen last week talk about, you know, the quality of building relationships. And I think that we have an expectation when we start this business. Like, you know, I have enrolled a lot of medical professionals in this company, and I would rather enroll one Sarah than 10 doctors. Just being real. And I have doctors on here tonight probably, which is okay, but because she is about building relationships. And I know she's going to tell her story about, I believe she built probably 90% of her business on social media through attraction marketing, through getting to know people. You know, one of the things I'm just going to tell you something that I learned from her, that she's just now hearing this for the first time. She doesn't have a lot of friends on Facebook that are LifeVantage distributors. And she'll follow people, but she's not going to be friends with them. And if you guys have heard me say this, you know I'm to the blue in the face. Yesterday, I took off close to 400 people on my Facebook, and 90% of them were LifeVantage people. And some of them weren't even in LifeVantage anymore. Like, they literally were just non-existent. And here's when it really hit me. Not only did I hear it from Sarah, I heard it from one of our closest friends in this business, Rich Scott. And if you guys know much about Rich's business, Rich's number is lower than my number in the company, right? And we will be in 9 years next month in May. And he enrolled, made it to Pro 5. Sister had some health problems. He sold his business. Later on down the line, decided to sign up again. They put him under Tanya Sheldon because it was close to where he lived. And then he ran to Pro 6, and now he's running close to Pro 7. So if anybody that tells you you can't build a LifeVantage business, they're lying to you. Don't believe that. Lisa and I have, you know, from our faith, we believe that the devil's a liar, right? And he creates so much negativity. And, you know, I'll confess this, and then I'm going to turn it over to Sarah. I've had a really hard time recently, which is why I'm not going to use Facebook for anything but building relationships and building a business. And I know that that's what Sarah does, because I heard her over talking when we were at that event in Long Beach, right? It's not about it goes back to this, and this is the last thing I'll say before I turn it over. One of my good friends, George Bryant, if you don't follow him, Stacy follows him. He gives more value than any marketer on Facebook. And his hashtag that he's now trademarked is relationships beat algorithms. Okay? Let me say that again. Relationships beat algorithms. I've had in both of my businesses, my coaching business and my LifeVantage business, the best weeks and months that we've had during this, what the world calls a pandemic. Okay. I've been more focused. My calendar is completely filled up for this coming week. I'm super intentional, and I know that our guest is super intentional. So I'm actually going to unmute her, and I am going to stop sharing, and I am going to let Sarah take over. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us. Well, yeah. Oh, I'm excited to have you on.
Thanks for inviting me. We're in a little storm here, so I hope my internet stays well.
That would be my first question. Where are you in relationship to all of these?
Well, that's why we asked. I thought I knew where you lived. Then I asked, and I was like, oh God, she might be in the middle of this, like these tornadoes and stuff.
It's fine. It might mess with my internet. So it's funny. Rich Scott, I can credit him for doing the branding for my social media course. Okay. So I actually told him, I want to say 8 or 9 months ago, to unfriend his 5 billion LifeVantage distributor friends.
he unfriended me, and then he texted me and he said, hey, I hope you and Lisa aren't mad at me, but I unfriended you on Facebook. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, if anyone goes to friend me, I usually delete it, and then I send them I have a blurb on my phone that says, hey, like, I'm glad you want to be friends, but just so you know, it messes with the algorithm, but you're welcome to follow me and we can chat here in Messenger. I have a blurb. I just spit it out because it does seem rude, because LifeVantage has such a good culture that denying a friend sounds like a bad idea. But I guess, I'll share a little bit about my story, since so you go by Michael, not Mike, right?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, my husband's a Steven, not a Steve. So that's why I asked, but I
saw that.
It's funny. So I saw you at a different event, and you have a doppelganger. I'll have to send you a picture of him. So my team actually saw you 2 times before I actually knew who you were too. So it's kind of funny. We were sitting by you, and my friend and I used to do this CrossFit gym, and the guy that owns it, his name's Craig. And I was like, man, that guy looks just like Craig. So it's funny. And that Elite Academy, that was Long Beach. So I've been with LifeVantage since, my 2-year anniversary is coming up in June. I just celebrated my 2-year customer anniversary at the end of March. So I've been on the products for 2 years. And I did have a pretty stellar health story. Crunchy Supermom, my brand, is known for shredding MLM. Okay, we shred the research on them because I'm able to dig in. I'm a health psychologist. That's my background. I usually dig into the research, I debunk it, and I write blogs about it, go on my podcast about it. So for me to say yes to a network marketing product, other than to do research on it, it just doesn't happen. So
me too, Sarah, me too.
Yeah.
I did research for network marketing companies on their products for 15 years.
Oh, that's funny. I just did it because,
Yeah, they would send me their products. I would use them on my clients or a group of people. I wouldn't know what they were. And then I would send them back to feedback, and I didn't even know about LifeVantage before somebody told me about it.
That's funny. Well, my enroller had hired me as her life coach, and she went live and started talking about glutathione. So I was scheduled to get a pacemaker in September of 2018, which is the year that I joined the business. And my husband was getting deployed, and we found that out. Both of those things we found out on the same day. And we have always homeschooled our kids, and we're here in Louisiana, and we've been here for 4 years now, and we don't have a great support network. So it was not the best day of my life. And so I saw this beautiful blonde woman talking about glutathione, and I was kind of annoyed, and I was trying to shut it off, and my phone wouldn't get it to go away. It was totally a God thing. I was literally at the point of why is she so happy? Like, this is the worst day of my life, like, shush. And you're so blonde, just like one of those angry moments. And I texted her because, again, she's my client. And I'm like, okay, whatever that stupid thing is, just sign me up for 90 days. I'm going to do a test on it and then I'll write a blog about it. 25 days into it, I go to get my pre-check for my pacemaker, and my doctor's like, we've been studying you for a year. I don't know what's going on, but I need you to come back in 3 days because nothing showed up on the heart monitors. I'm like, what? That's impossible, right? I had noticed that I hadn't been passing out and I hadn't been vomiting and I hadn't been going blind in my eye and like my face wasn't drooping and like all these really wild symptoms. So I had slowly started to notice that I was feeling better, but it wasn't until some people on my coaching call said, your skin looks amazing. What are you doing? I'm like, oh my gosh, it must be that stupid network marketing thing. And they're like, are you doing another test? I think you should keep it because it's really working for you. And I was like, whatever. So I told a couple friends, and one of my friends who's not opposed to network marketing was like, Sarah, we need to join this company. I'm like, I am not doing that. So I called my enroller or my distributor, and I was like, okay, I need a link so I can share this with some people. And she's like, that's not how it works. You have to join the company. I'm like, I am not doing that. Not doing that. So I signed up as a distributor with no pack. They tried to do the whole, like, you need to get the platinum. It's about, I was like, nope, not doing it. So I signed up as a distributor, and that was like June 8th. And I hit Pro 3 that month. And I did end up getting the platinum pack at the end of the month because I was going to be Pro 3 if I did that. And then I went to Pro 4 in July and Pro 5 in August. And then I came to Global Academy with 7 pace setters in addition to myself. So I came in, I think around the time that the pace setter program was a deal, like a new thing, and also the app. My team adopted the app and the pace setter program like it was bread and butter. Okay, I will tell you that those two things are still, I know there's bugs in the app, trust me. I'm actually on the testing team for the development side of that. So
what do you think about the new app? What do you think about it?
I'm telling you that you need to be ready for it and you need to adopt it like it's bread and butter.
I'm spending 4 hours tomorrow. Ryan has sent me some stuff, and so has Jesse, to look at. Haven't been able to. So tomorrow I'm spending 3 to 4 hours going to go over everything.
Yeah. So Kamal, the guy who's in charge of it, and I are on a text message basis. So like, I love Kamal. I love where the app is going. And so the latest update on April 7th that came out was actually to pull the app out of the old developers' hands and bring it in-house so Kamal can work on it. And so it's amazing. It's not perfect yet. There's still some bugs, but the things that are rolling out between now and the end of the year are pretty great. But do you notice that even with the bugs, my team and I adopted it like it mattered? And I will tell you that we've had dozens of customers assigned to our new Platinum Pack distributors, dozens, up to 18 customers assigned to a new distributor who was Platinum Pack qualified, who used the app day in and day out, even with the bugs. So that and the Pacesetter program, when Darren Jensen said, hey, the Pacesetter program is the best way to start your business, we were like, hey guys, the best way to start your business is the Pacesetter program. And so we taught to that. We still teach to that. I have a 38% Pacesetter rate on my team. I think the company has like maybe a couple digits, right? Because people don't adopt it. It's not because it's impossible. It's because we're not teaching it. I'm also on the systems committee, and you guys are going to hear so much about the app and the Pacesetter program coming up at Global, because this is something that I truly believe that if more leaders were talking about it and teaching to it, and maybe that's what your guys' team is doing, more people would have stories like mine. So I had a rough winter, just like we all do, right? It was my first time having a rough winter. And then I went to Pro 5 Summit in March of 2019, just sitting at Pro 5. Like, I never missed my rank, but I was just sitting there and I'm like, man, what happened? What's going on? And Fred Graves just said something. You know, it's so important to go to events because you hear things that will change your business. He said one thing, and it was, if the plane goes too far down and you don't pull it up, it's going to take you forever to pull it back up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know what's wrong with the business. I need to teach duplication. I need to simplify and create a system. And so I listened to Bob Heilig because I signed up in January for his little program. Yep. I came home and I built a web-based training program for my team. And that was in March. And I went to Pro 6 in July. And I went to Pro 7 in September. And I have 6 Pro 5s on my team, and one of them is about to be Pro 6. 6 Pro 5s, one is about to be Pro 6. So it's not me. I'm not like this rock star. I literally teach my team, and it's a line across. I have like a line of 5 across. And if one of them takes a step up, the whole team takes a step up, because we teach that tap rooting, we teach that pace setter program. And so underneath those 5s are tons of 4s and tons of 3s and tons of 2s. So it's just a team thing. And so I can't say, like, everybody loves to say that it's my Crunchy Supermom website. That's why I did so well. It has nothing to do with it. I have 4 customers that came from Crunchy Supermom website. So it's all about using social media, building the relationships, and really teaching the pace setter program and duplication. So, I mean, that's it. That's really what we do.
So why don't you do this? This is really cool. So guys, so here's what's really cool tonight. So Sarah normally has a call tonight that she does with her team, and I mean, I just feel blessed. Like I feel like God wanted her to be with us tonight, and she made it happen. And so here's what I want to ask you. Tell me, and I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I kind of told her a little bit about Lisa's taking notes here. So tell me about a daily operation for Sarah, or maybe even like for me, Sarah, I map out, this is 3 days. Mm-hmm. And I write down everything. I write down my exercise. I write down, you know, when I'm going to eat, my LinkedIn posts, when I'm going to post stuff, you know, and I'm teaching that. And what's really great is we're very similar. Like my background is life coaching and coaching. And I have a lot of high profile clients. I have a lot of LifeVantage clients also, which is great. But so just tell me kind of, so people can understand kind of what a daily operation, because you're a mom, your husband is around. I just saw he celebrated his birthday, which is awesome. Congratulations. Tell him I say happy birthday.
Thanks.
And you have 3 girls. And how old are your girls?
They're 11, 9, and 6, and we homeschool. So.
Okay, and they homeschool. So you guys remember we had Melissa Brown on, and she homeschools 6 kids, right? So now you have another mom that's homeschooling 3 kids that's being super successful. So kind of tell us what a day of daily operation is for you.
Yeah, so I have a power hour. Well, we actually have a 2-hour power hour on Sunday nights as a team. And it's a come and stay as long as you need to and leave when you want. And what we do is if someone has questions, they can hop on and talk. But normally it's just muted. And we build our social media for the week. And we have it all laid out. So we know what we're going to say, our 1 post a day, and then we might brainstorm some ideas for our social stories, like in the Facebook stories or Instagram stories. And so we do that on a Sunday. And then for 1 hour on Monday morning and for 1 hour Monday evening, I will do my DAP, my daily action plan. And it looks like this. And I'm happy to share it with you all, but it's pretty big. But I can do it in an hour. That's not counting my personal development. And that'll be building relationships, sending messages to people, following up, and just giving value. And the social media posts that I share, if you follow me or look at what I do, you'll see that I am giving value 5 to 6 times a week. And you'll see a lot more of my curiosity posts showing up in my stories. Now, once in a while, I'll put a heavy hitting like power post, if you will, or curiosity post on my profile, but I don't do it very often, or it's more breadcrumby. So it's more subtle. So I do that, and I do a team call on Monday nights, and then I do personal coaching calls a couple times a week, and that's it. I don't spend a lot of time on social media because I really just get in there and I communicate with people and build relationships. And I'm happy to share the little PDF. I can send it to you, Michael. And
that'd be great. That would be great. I was just about to ask you. I was going to ask
you.
And look, I'm the type, Sarah, I'm okay when people say no. Like I'm gonna, you know, I was actually talking to my pastor about this about a week ago, and I don't even know if you knew this, but Lisa and I just moved away from the Tampa Bay area. We've been in Tampa for 27 years, and we've only been over here 3 months now? No. 2.5? 2 months. See, I'm trying to speed it up, you know, because it's been so awesome, and a lot of things didn't make sense to a lot of people, but outside of my pastor, you know, like. Okay, so you have not because you asked not, like, so I'm like the hey, you know, if you can, and so yeah, so cool. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah. And I would love to leave you with a teaching tip. Can I share my screen? I don't want to take.
Yes, no, absolutely, okay. Absolutely. You do need to be this, or can you do it?
I feel like I brag about when I tell my story, and I feel better if I would show you like what to do so that it doesn't feel so braggy. Because
no, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm gonna send this to you guys, but I want to show you like one of the things I see people do wrong the most often when it comes to social media is their profile. And so I'll send this along, and I said this on the Saturday mastery call it was 2 weeks ago, I think. These products are great for everyone, but you are not great for everyone. Okay. You're not going to jive with everyone. And if you're out there trying to attract every single person, your message is getting just diluted. Okay. I know it's hard, especially, you know, if you're a female and you think, well, I can talk to police officers and I can talk to stay-at-home moms and I can talk to pastors, and that is not the case when it comes to social media. It's true. You could be friends with them in person, and that's different. So I have a lot of different people on my team because I'm friends with them in person. But when it comes to social media, the person I enroll is a stay-at-home mom with a professional background who wants to do more with her life, but she's very natural-minded and she will not give up time with her kids to do it, but she would love to fit it in. That is so specific.
Yep.
That's a really specific avatar. That's awesome.
I only enroll that. All of my team members, all of those profiles, except for my husband, fit that avatar. Okay. So don't have a scarcity mindset and think, well, if I give up all these people, I won't succeed. That is actually not true. You will be more successful because your message will be hitting the right ears, the right eyes. And so my profile is speaking to that person. If you're looking at this and you're like, this is boring, you're not my avatar. Okay. My avatar sees this, and I know it's a little blurry, but on the PDF, you can see it. Every bit of your profile needs to not say LifeVantage. There's some people that disagree with it, but my social media take is you're selling what you bring to the table, your value. Protandem is not my value. Understanding someone's problem and providing a solution that may be this business, that may be Protandem, that's my value, right? I can bring that to the table. So your header needs to be your value. Your profile picture needs to speak to your avatar. Your intro needs to be about what you can do for others, okay? And who you are and what you stand for. And your little featured photos needs to be the same thing. You can tell from my pictures, we travel a lot. I'm with my kids a lot, right? So those are the things that matter. So even though I'm building this global business and I do a lot of travel, my kids are with me. So that mom who wants to spend all of her time with her kids, but wants to do something semi-professional on the side, sees that and is like, wow, I wonder how she can spend all that time with her kids and still be a professional. Do you think she is even wondering what I sell? Do I even talk about what I'm selling? No. I'm talking about life and doing it the way we want to do it. And then we get to know each other. And then sometime it turns into a conversation about Protandem or a business opportunity. I had someone on Instagram just 2 weeks ago say, I don't know what you do, but I really want to like get to know you more. And I want to spend more time with you. And I think you have a business. Do you have a business? And I said, I do. Do you want to look at it? And I sent her like a little video that I'd done talking about what I do, but not about LifeVantage, just what I do, like how I coach and all that stuff. It was like 3 minutes long. She goes, I want to sign up. I don't care what you do. I just want to do it. People join people. They don't join companies necessarily. Some people do, but most people don't, not on social media. Right? You're not going to see a LifeVantage ad and be like, oh, that company's so cool. No, you're going to see a human being and think that person's cool. I want to join them. What are they up to? So I want to send this to you guys. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. It's all about discovering who you serve, your values, what you stand for. And you'll revisit this a couple times throughout your career. My avatar is very different now that I'm an elite with LifeVantage. I never led with the business. I still don't. I lead with the product, but sometimes people ask me about my business. And so that I think is because my lifestyle is different, because I am, this is a full-time income now. So obviously I hate saying that, but it's true. Just my lifestyle is different.
Like network marketing, that's why.
I know. Well, to be honest with you, my husband actually just submitted his separation papers and he's done with the Marine Corps in March of 2021.
Thank him for his service. Awesome.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. So I'll send that on to you. And I don't know, Michael, if you have something else to do, fine. But if there are questions, I have time if you.
Okay, cool. No, I know there'll be some questions, but guys, I want it to be pertaining to building a business, not anything that maybe she shared, because like my wife is writing frantic notes over here. But here's what I like about, how many of you just saw, Sherry McDonald just said, she's a real quick first friend. She says, I can't believe I didn't see you at the Pro 5 Summit. She was at the Pro 5 Summit when you were. And she's out in Colorado, and she's one of Lisa and I's really great friends. We just love her. She's another incredible woman of God. And here's what I don't know if you guys, this is so good, Sarah. Thank you so much. Guys, this is an exact same thing that just happened to me. I just told you this before we cut on, and some of you guys weren't on, but I have a friend of mine, and his name's Alex, and he's been following me for a couple years now. And he just said, hey, bro, I don't know anything about what you're doing, but I know you. And he said, I want to have, I've watched you radically change over the years. And it goes back to something I told Stacy about. My friend George Bryant said this, Sarah, and he's the one I said who has the trademark relationship speed algorithms. He said he only follows 11. Stacy's watched a video interview that I did with me and George, and it's phenomenal. And I'll actually share it with you so that you can have it and watch it. It's great for personal development. I've had people give me percentages of their company for sharing this video with them. And here's one thing that he said to me. He says, I only follow 11 people on Facebook. And I was like, Sarah, I'll ask you this. What do you think I said to him after he told me he only follows 11 people on Facebook? Who are they? He has 5 7-figure businesses. Okay, 5. So he said, I can tell you one of them. And I said, who? And he said, you. And I said, why? Because I wanted to know why somebody like this who has 5 7-figure businesses, what he said, because I've watched you. I watched somebody steal, because we had a big loss last year. We lost close to $300,000. He said, I watched you go through adversity and you never changed. You didn't, you focused on God. He goes, I never wanted to know God until I met you. He said, you focused on God and you allowed yourself not to look at your circumstance, and you just divorced the outcome and married the process. And so I just want to thank you for doing that and doing that. So does anybody have a question about anything that Sarah has said or that she's talked about? Like you guys know, I've been pushing this pace setter. We have a lot of new enrollments this month, and that's what I'm teaching them. I'm teaching them duplication. It's the reason why the Change of the Month Club has been done in my organization for months and months and months now. It's funny, I was telling Sarah the reason I got connected with Marcel and Blue was because I got away from what I did in the very beginning, and they said, hey, it worked. Why'd you change, right? And so does anybody have a question maybe for Sarah about anything that we've talked about that they want to ask her that maybe they didn't get, because it's been powerful? She took some notes. So does anybody want to ask a question? Oh, Tracy, go ahead, Tracy.
Always Tracy. Bless you, Sarah. Bless you. Bless you. I have a similar story about health that we can't use anymore because of compliance. But my question to you is, thank you for working on the app, but what you guys are doing on the app, is it going to be the same accessibility in Canada as the US? We have challenges with that up here.
Yeah, so the app and the system is going to come to the US first before it gets sent out to other countries, because it needs to be stable. The elite leaders on the systems committee said, listen, we cannot put our name behind, and I wasn't here for this, behind another app that's going to fail. So we are working super hard to make this launch so good that you'll trust it. And then when we take it to the other countries, it won't be such a challenge.
Then my question to you is, will there be any app available after they remove this? Because that's what happened with something in our back office.
Yeah. So the current app, there was a kill pill initiated to kill the old version that was held by the old developer, and the new version's already out. So you might find that the old version does not work at all. And I can ask Kamal and tell Michael what he says about Canada and such. I feel like he said that the existing app functions should still work, but you will not be getting the updates the way that we are.
And so, Sarah, do you have to download the new one to change it?
Yeah.
So I just went to the old one and it had all these updates, and I was like, oh, so can I still use? But I have to go. Because when I searched for it, I didn't see a new one on the.
Yeah, just delete it and go and just install a new one. It won't look like you're updating. It looks like you're literally deleting your app and going to the app store and getting it new, because it's the same app. It's just now held by our
A
developers.
different server, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Stacy, you have a question? Go ahead. Let me unmute you. There you go. Go for it.
Okay. Question for you. With your avatar sheet, is there a direction for the person to find out what their specific groups are? Because I know everybody's avatar is going to be different, but
Yes.
yours is so specific. Like
Yeah.
I've got a general avatar of pretty well everybody that's on the face of the earth kind of thing. And I'd like to get more specific so I can actually cater to that, that group.
Yes, yes, and that worksheet should take you an hour or 3 to do.
Okay.
It looks very simple because I like to use white space, but it's very in-depth because you're going to ask yourself some really hard questions. And I'll tell you that you need to do it one time and then start working your social media posts to fit that avatar. And you'll start to pay attention to the people that are commenting and engaging. And you'll start having conversations with those people. And then you're going to say, oh, because I used to think my avatar was just a natural-minded mom. But I've learned through seeing who responds to my posts and who engages with them and who actually becomes a customer, that there's another layer. They have professional backgrounds. They want to work, but they don't want to give up time with their kids. But I didn't learn that by filling out my questionnaire. I learned that by, putting the message out there to speak to the people I think I'm going to help. And I'll tell you that if you have people on your friend list who are not your avatar, you need to expose them and then get them off your friends list.
Okay.
Because the more your friend, I know it's scary.
I'm so excited.
Hold on.
I'll do it yesterday. I'm going to spend more time tomorrow doing it tomorrow.
I had 241 friends when I started this business, you guys. I only have like 1,200 or 1,300 friends right now.
Okay.
And I don't spend all my time.
You got about 600 LifeVantage people. That's why.
No, isn't it? But so it's messaging is way more important than numbers. But I'll also tell you that I don't get a no because I don't ask if I don't have enough money in the meter, right? That relationship meter.
Okay.
I don't ever ask. They ask me. Now you can ask, and I'm starting to ask more because I'm learning that because I'm still new. I'm learning that, but I wait until I feed that meter enough to really ask. And then if it's not a good fit, then maybe our relationship wasn't a good fit either. And I just move on and I take them off my friends list because I don't play on social media. It's all about business.
Okay. So all your pictures are towards your avatar, right?
100%.
And so is your main quote or your main, your introductory phrase or whatever they call that thing. That's all avatar based, right?
All of it.
And that sheet will turn around and give me all the avatar things that I possibly could know.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Send me the sheet.
It narrows it down too, it looks like, from what I said. And we kind of call that, Stacy, our field of favor. Like an avatar is kind of our field of favor, like how God gives us a direction of where we're supposed to go. And that kind of tails into that. So.
Yeah, Rich Scott did this great video for us, and he actually turned me or himself into the avatar in the point in the video when we were talking.
I've seen it. It's awesome. He sent it to me. Rich and I have been really close friends for a long, long time. So he's done a lot for me too in my
cool.
So
yeah.
So anybody else real quick before we let Sarah run? Anybody else want to ask a question? And guys, don't be scared. Mike's got a question. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
How you doing? Thanks for being on. You mentioned about the web training that you were doing. Are those videos that you created yourself? Is that like a website for your team to go to?
Mm-hmm.
And on that a little bit?
Yeah, I do have that. And the good news is because I'm working with the systems committee, a lot of what I do is going to be interjected into corporate-wide training. It's not just what I do, but it's like what I do with a couple other leaders like Rachel Jackson and Brandon Cunningham, Jason Kokinski, and Shauna Mucklow. So by October, that group that I just named, including myself, we will actually be training you guys at Global on the system. And so it's going to be rolled out like that. So.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And yeah, Jason and I are really close too. So we've had Jason on our calls. And obviously Brandon is our upline. So, but yeah, that's awesome. Maybe let's take one more. Is there one more person that wants to say something? Has a question? Hey, and don't be scared. A lot of you guys, I know you haven't asked things, but does anybody have?
I just wanted to ask, your picture you've got of yourself, when I first started, I just had an individual picture. And then when I went like kind of public, I all of a sudden got men asking to friend me, and I always message people and ask them why they're friending me, and made it perfectly clear that I'm happily married. And if they're friending me or asking to be friends because they want to be in a positive environment, then great. And then I've had to put a picture of my husband and myself on my page.
Yeah, no, put yourself back up there. And if men are not your avatar, you don't friend men ever. I'm serious. Like, I really don't, unless it's like a doctor or something like that, because we do have something in common. If it's just like another network marketer guy, or it's like an athlete, because I get a lot of male athletes, I don't accept the friend requests because they're not my avatar. I had a referral this month for a male distributor, 2 of them, and I'm literally not sure what to do with them. I'm like, I don't know how to coach you. I don't know how to train you. You're a dude.
Give them one to your downline, no?
We don't have any guys on our team. Just husbands. I know, but do you know what I'm saying?
Give him to your husband. I think he could do it.
He could. I told him he's going to have to. But do you see how strict I am about my avatar? And I feel bad because, I mean, I didn't want to say no to the referral, but I don't know what to do with them. I can't bring them as much value as I can my actual avatar. And it feels really good because I know that I'm doing my best for the people that fit my niche.
You've been really, this has been really good for my wife because she's been telling me this for a long time. Like but this is good because I think this will allow you to kind of move forward in what you know. And we're going to actually, she's off for a couple of days. So we're going to work on your social media stuff that you sent us, and we're going to work on this avatar thing. So I think Andrea was leaning forward before Tracy asked a question. Andrea, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, for her, like Facebook and that, do you have 2 separate accounts, like one for your business and then one for your personal?
Yeah, I have a business page, and then I have a personal profile. I do not build my LifeVantage off my business page. I run my coaching business off of that, and I run ads for my coaching business. Sometimes I post similar stuff on business and personal, but I would not tell anyone to build on a business page unless you're going to really, really devote time to it. If you can't master your profile, you cannot master a business page, because Facebook wants you to pay to play on a business page. And so if you aren't getting good engagement on your profile, you will not be able to do that on your business page unless you're paying for ads. And then when you pay for ads, you're still going to get the wrong avatar if you don't know who to speak to. So it's a whole other level of complexity. And you can probably just like, if you're building your brand, because I do think that's a good idea. Like if you have your business page, I think it's fine to go ahead and post the same stuff on both, just to keep a presence, because it'll grow naturally. And then when you hit Pro 7, it'll grow exponentially, because people start to, you get in your groove, and then people start to know who you are. So just don't try to don't build on 2 places at once. Just kind of run it on autopilot until you get really good at your profile.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So did you basically say, I kind of got distracted because the call started coming in, but I'm just being honest. If you do have both a profile and a business, I mean, I totally caught the, you're not going to master the business until you actually master your profile, which makes total sense and explains quite a bit. But if you do already have both, to just basically post identical information on both.
Yeah, for the most part, that's what I do. So anything I work on my profile, I'll post on my business page. I think my internet blipped for a second. I post on my business page, and then I actually pay someone to post general Crunchy Supermom material. So like if you have, I don't know, like a golf page, but you don't speak to golfers on your profile so much, maybe just post some general content on there to keep it alive. Because the business page, unfortunately, if you lose engagement, you're like all the way down. It's like you get buried. You don't just lose engagement, you get completely buried, and you have to unbury yourself to get back up there. So once you get up there, you want to stay up there, which means just posting. But don't share links. Please don't share links, you guys. Not even in your profile. That's another big no-no. You can share the Facebook doesn't want you to send people off Facebook, okay? So what is better is to write your own explanation of a link that you want to talk about that will speak to your avatar and say, I was reading something really awesome, you should know about it. If you want the link, let me know, because now you're in a conversation with them. If you share the link on the profile, no one's going to see it.
That's awesome. That's really good. My wife is taking a lot of notes, and I'm so glad. But like what we like to do is go back and listen to these on the next day. Guys, you always should be learning in this business. You know, the most important thing is to, you know, I taught LifeVantage Academy online last week, or 3 weeks ago now, to Bethesda, Maryland, and we had 12 elites on for 4 hours, and I was amazed. And you know, to have 12 elites on for 4 hours, and then to hear the feedback of what it was like, I always say when I teach the LVA, I learn the most. And I realized that tonight, like, I'm going to change my schedule tomorrow. Like, I've got some time to do some things. And Sarah, I just want to say, I feel super blessed. Today's been a great day, but you just made it even better. And I don't know if you guys want to just clap, because I'm completely honored and privileged to actually now get to know you a little bit better. And you know, our home here in Florida, we have lots of room. If you and Steven ever want to come visit, let us know. We would love to have you. And just thank you for being a person of integrity and humility. And we're just honored to have you tonight. So it's so good.
By the way, I have the exact same frames.
Oh, really?
I think
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I got my
What brand are they?
These are, I forget the name, but they're the blue blockers. It's
That's what these are. That's what the ones I have on are.
yeah, I don't remember, but they were way more expensive than I ever remember spending for glasses, but I love them. So
You wouldn't believe I got these for $20, and these
no, these were like $600 or $700, but they're on brand, you guys. I was like building my social media.
gotta have brand, right?
That's right.
I don't need clothes, just some shades.
Well, Sarah, I'm gonna let you run because I know.
Yeah.
And I'm just so honored. We'll be praying for you guys. Hopefully nothing of the storm comes close to where you guys are. And tell Steven I said thank you. God bless you. Happy Easter to you and your family and your husband. And so
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me on. And I can't wait. Tell me if you see some changes on your social media. I want to know how that goes.
You can count on it. You can count on it. So
All right.
guys,
Thank you guys.
so much for coming on and listening. I don't know about you guys, but these calls have been absolutely incredible. Like, I'm on other calls, and I just think that God has blessed us exponentially. Like, it's been amazing. Mike and I were talking about it the other day. You know, it's just been great. So does anybody have a comment or something that they want to say? And we'll just end. It's about 9:15. We've got a little bit of time. Just anybody have a comment or a question? So here's what I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do. I will get this stuff from Sarah, the PDF and the stuff, and I will get that to you guys. Hopefully, I'll have. If you just text her and let her know, she can send me that free. And then if you want to, if you don't get it from me, it's a couple people have already texted me their emails. If you want that information, guys, here's my last thing I'm going to say. Do not get this information and not take action on it, okay? One thing that so many people do in this business is they get education and they take no action. Mike and I talked about it, probably just a couple days ago, right? We were talking about, you know, how now here we are, we're at home, and we have the availability to do things, and people still don't do things. They say, oh, I'm going to be a Pro 3 this month, or I'm going to be a Pro 4 this month. And then there's no relationships built. There's nobody. You guys, you heard how how many of you still have a lot of LifeVantage people on your Facebook page? A lot of you do. I can tell you I did. I was embarrassed to take people off yesterday. I was like, oh, I don't want to take that person off. Oh, I don't want to take that person off. I told Mike I did when I was doing this. I was like, oh, I said, I wonder if I should take Mike off. Like, is he going to be mad at me? No, I'm just kidding. But you guys, I can still follow you. We just don't have to be friends. How many of you would like more people than LifeVantage people seeing your stuff and commenting on your stuff, right? You have to do this, guys. Don't be fearful. Go do the things. Take action. Guys, this is a great time. This is a great time to be signing people up. Let me say one thing before we go. And then if anybody wants to make a comment or something, and then I'll let you do that. But here's what I want to say. Do not sign someone up this month for free without an auto ship. you are defeating the purpose for doing this, okay? And don't be the message. You guys hear what Sarah said? She's not telling them a whole bunch of stuff. 90% of us are telling people too much stuff. I'll just say this verbally. The question that Stacy asked is going to radically change the direction of his business in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I just know him. I know that when he hears and sees things, he goes and implements it. He starts to get traction. He gets customers. He teaches people. Now how many of you know that you've been talking to the wrong people? How many of you know you've not been talking to enough people? Right? So take advantage of this stuff. Guys, I love you guys no matter what you do. A lot of people, Linda raised her hand. So, take advantage of this. Be super intentional. A lot of you on this call can be fantastic at this business. I believe in every single one of you. I believe in Andrea. I believe in Linda. I believe in all of you guys. You know why? Because I know that you believe in yourself. And some of you just need to take action on the things that you hear and just go for it. You know what's one thing I know is that people who are on these calls and they hear somebody like Sarah, I still can't believe everything she shared with us, you guys. Are you freaking unbelievable? And she's going to be teaching this at Global. She gave Lisa and I access to some of the stuff. It's unbelievable, you guys. It's unbelievable. And so what I'm going to do is so Lisa's uninstalled the app and is getting ready to reinstall it. I tell you guys all to do that so that you have the access. Guys, just spend some time and dive into it. Learn. I know some of you can't. I'm sorry that you can't. It is what it is. You Canucks. But we still love you. And we still know that you guys, it's not going to slow you down. It's not going to slow you down. It is what it is. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for joining. Marsha, it's good to see you on tonight. You look warm. And Sherry and Ken, some of my good friends are on here. OH to Ken and his wife Kendra. And so guys, I love you. Have a good week. Be intentional, guys. If you are not writing out your week, look at my week, you guys. Write out your week. Map it out. I'm changing mine tomorrow because I'm gonna find out my avatar, right? How many of you want to find out your avatar tomorrow and then go at it and crush it? Okay. Love you guys. God bless you. Have a great week. I'll see you sooner than later, I hope. Love you guys.
Thanks for everything. And I stayed on this call while my husband had spent 5 hours making turkey dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Bye.
Blame you.
Question for you, Mike. Can you follow somebody you unfriend?
Yeah.
And is everybody, can you follow everybody, or is there?
I don't think you can follow everybody that you unfriend. I think some people you have to search for the little follow thing.
Right.
Some of them, but you most of them you can.
Because I've seen some where you've got friend and unfriend and there's no following button on it. And I'm sitting there going, okay.
Have this mindset, okay? They don't use Facebook to build your business and relationship.
Okay.
You don't need, Sherry, were you getting ready to say something?
I was, you can messenger people without
Yep.
being friends with them.
Okay.
And
That's
keep in
exactly
touch that
right.
way.
That's
Okay.
exactly right. You can follow them and see their stuff. You can even go see their business page. You don't have to be friends with them on your personal page. You can find their business page. Thank you guys. Love you. Hope you guys have a great week. Let us know if you need our help. We're here for you. And I will post a schedule of the presentations that are going on this week. We'll have another week of presentations this week. They were phenomenal last week. Guys, we were having 135 to 150 people on the Zoom presentations this last week. Lots of signups. So direction, go and let some of your teams know. Tracy can tell you there was a lot of great information and it was a consistent message. Some people shared a little bit more business, but the tear-off sheet was consistent, right? It was a consistent message. It wasn't share this video, no share this video, no share this little video, no do this presentation. I had people texting me the other night that they were, and I'm not going to mention any names, but they were watching a presentation that lasted an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike's shaking his head.
Yeah, we watched that one too.
And I got on it at the beginning and I was like, oh, it's him. I love him and I love him. But Michael tell you, we were at when Gabe Pearson was in Tampa one day, and an hour and 25 minutes into the presentation, I thought I was going to fall asleep. And it was going through the antioxidant myth thing like he was reading it from a piece of paper. And I was like, oh, God, if I wasn't a scientist, I would have been asleep. Like, if I didn't like that type of stuff, I would have been asleep. And just remember this, guys. It doesn't matter what works. It matters what duplicates. And if your upline or your, is not doing what you want to do, remember, it's your business. You are not called to do, Stacy and I had these awesome conversations this week about it. It's our business. If the number one thing that'll ruin our businesses is confusion.
Yep.
When people don't know what to do, guess what they do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay? They do nothing. And if they're confused,
They do even
They
less.
quit.
nothing, and they quit. It's exactly what Sherry and I talked when we were in Building Debt last time, but Sherry and I had this conversation about what people do and how they react to situations. And when people are confused, guys, I lost 4 Pro 5s because of the Change of the Month Club. And I'm going to rebuild them. But this time, they're not going to not know what to do. I told Stacy that.
Oh, we're going to do what Sarah's doing, man.
I'd be a Pro 8 by now. And I tell you what, all of our new people that are coming in are going to master this Pace Setter program.
Yeah.
Master their avatar and master their Pace Setter program. Guys,
And your Sunday call should be a priority.
yeah, and you know what was great about this? Guys, think about this, and I'll let you go. Last week's call, this week was that last week's call on steroids.
Yep.
So it's a progression building of, as Kathleen told you, she has an avatar. She builds towards that and builds relationship with. And then here comes Sarah. Now Sarah showed us exactly how to do that. So I love you guys. Have a good week. Thanks for being on. Appreciate you all.
Happy Resurrection Day.
Happy Resurrection Day.
Hey, can you guys who pray, which is I think pretty much every single person on here, pray for our friend Sebastian
Yeah, he's my virtual assistant for my business.
in Colombia, diagnosed with COVID-19, having problems breathing, but they sent him home because he's not that bad.
Okay.
It's my virtual assistant. Some of you know who he is. Mike knows who he is.
Sebastian.
And just if you guys pray, just please pray for him.
We will. How much per tandem does he have?
They don't,
Send him some.
can't get it there. It would cost 3 times what it would cost to get it there. I tried to get him to take some with him, Tracy. He wouldn't do it. So
He wouldn't do it.
nope. So
Okay, blessings to all. And yes, Sebastian is his name.
Yes,
Yeah.
He'll be in
thank
my
you.
prayers tonight.
Love
Thank
you
you,
guys.
everybody.